Hey, so you sent over that really interesting piece, the product-led growth playbook, right? 11 tactics for SaaS.
Yeah, that's the one. It really digs into this whole PLG idea.
It got us thinking. So product-led growth, what's the core idea there?
Well, essentially, PLG, product-led growth, it's a strategy where the product itself is like the main engine.
The engine for what exactly?
For getting new customers, getting them using the product, adopting it, and even expanding how they use it over time.
Okay, so the product's doing the selling and marketing, basically.
Pretty much. And the key thing is monetization, actually getting paid. That usually happens after people have felt the value. They use it, they like it, then they pay.
Right, okay. That sounds quite different from, say, the usual suspects, like sales-led or marketing-led growth. How does it compare?
Yeah, it is different. So sales-led, that's your classic model. You've got sales teams actively reaching out,
Doing the demos, the personalized pitches.
Exactly. Building relationships, guiding people through a process. And often the push is to get a contract signed fairly early.
Sometimes before you've really, kicked the tires on the product itself.
Often, yeah, get the sale first.
And marketing-led, how does that work?
Marketing-led is more about casting a wide net. Content, ads, social media, all that stuff.
Generating leads, basically.
Right. They attract potential customers, generate those leads, and then typically hand them over to sales to close the deal.
And again, monetization is probably happening relatively early there, too.
Generally, yes. Acquire the customer, get them paying.
Okay, so PLG flips that. Experience first, payment later. That feels like a pretty big shift.
It is.
Now, the article mentioned something interesting, product-led sales. That sounds like a bit of a hybrid, not strictly one or the other.
You got it. It's not always black and white. Product-led sales is kind of finding that sweet spot.
How so?
Well, you use the product's power to draw people in and get them engaged, right? But you still have a sales team. But maybe that sales team focuses more strategically, like on bigger accounts or users who are showing signs they need more advanced stuff,
Ah, I see. So the product brings them in, maybe gets them using the free version, and then sales steps in for the bigger opportunities.
Exactly. You leverage the product's momentum, but you still have that human targeted sales touch where it counts most.
That makes a lot of sense. It's not necessarily about ditching sales and marketing, but making the product central and layering things on top.
Precisely.
Okay, so the article also talked about the benefits of going product-led, and some seemed pretty compelling. What jumped out at you?
Oh, definitely the lower user acquisition costs. That's a big one.
Right, because if the product spreads itself, you're less reliant on expensive ads.
Exactly. If it encourages sharing, word of mouth, that saves a lot. And the reduced burden on support teams, that was striking.
Yeah, that Growth Mentor example was wild, an 83% drop in support tickets.
Incredible, isn't it? But it makes sense. If the product is intuitive, people figure it out themselves. Less need to call for help. And the article also mentioned things like more sustainable growth, scalability.
Higher customer satisfaction, better retention, bigger customer lifetime value. Yeah, it's a whole package.
Because people genuinely liked it before they paid, so they stick around.
That's the idea. They've already seen the value. But, and this is important, the article was clear. It's not magic. You can't just flip a switch.
Right. There were prerequisites. You need a genuinely good product first, don't you?
Absolutely. High quality, user-friendly, actually solves a problem. That crucial product market fit.
And the design has to be intuitive, so people can see the value quickly.
For sure. If it's clunky or confusing or just doesn't deliver, this whole PLG thing falls apart. The product has to pull its weight.
Okay, got it. Product has to be solid. So we understand the what and the why. Let's dive into the how, the actual playbook, those 11 tactics.
Right, let's get into the playbook itself.
Okay, tactic number 1, leverage product virality and network effects. How does that actually work in practice? It's about designing the product so that simply using it helps promote it. Think Calendly.
Ah, okay. When you send someone a Calendly link to book a meeting.
Exactly. The person receiving it, even if they don't use Calendly, they see the brand, they experience how easy scheduling is. It's promotion baked into the function.
And it's useful promotion, not just an ad. Loom is similar, right? Sharing a screen recording.
Same idea. You share the Loom video, the viewer has to interact with Loom to watch it. Instant awareness, direct experience.
Makes sense. And Slack. That feels like network effects.
Classic network effects. The more people in your team use Slack, the more valuable Slack becomes for everyone. It creates its own gravity, pulling more users in.
Right, you need your colleagues on there for it to be useful. Okay, tactic 2. Offer a free plan or trial. This seems pretty fundamental for PLG.
Oh, absolutely essential. You have to let people try before they buy in this model. lower the barrier to entry.
Get them hands-on. The article distinguished between free trials and freemium plans, didn't it?
It did. So, free trial, full features, but for a limited time. Freemium.core features are free forever, but you pay for advanced stuff.
And they mentioned that other one, the reverse trial. What was that again?
Yeah, the reverse trial. It's kind of a mix. You start everyone on the premium features for, say, 14 days.
Give them the full experience.
Right. Then, if they don't upgrade, they automatically drop down to the free plan. It's a good way to show them what they'd be missing.
Clever. Okay, tactic 3. Create a frictionless sign-up flow, making it super easy to get started.
Exactly. Minimize the hurdles. The goal is quick access to the product, quick path to value. Every extra step is a chance for someone to drop off.
So keep it simple. Don't ask for tons of info up front.
Definitely not. And things like single sign-on, SSO, really help here.
Letting people sign up with their Google account or whatever.
Yeah, one click, basically. Much less friction. The article pointed to the Userpilot sign-up as a good, clean example.
Right, okay, so they're signed up easily. Now what? Tactic 4. Provide personalized onboarding.
This is key. Don't just dump them in. Guide them based on what they need.
So not a one-size-fits-all tutorial.
No, ideally not. You want to focus their attention on the features most relevant to their goals, their job role, whatever you can figure out about them.
And that gets them to the aha moment faster.
That's the idea. Reduce that time to value. The article mentioned things like interactive walkthroughs, checklists, tools to guide them.
Like that communicate example they showed, built with Userpilot. A step-by-step guide within the app itself.
Exactly like that. And of course, to personalize effectively, you need to understand the user.
So collecting feedback, looking at how they're actually using the app.
Essential. You need that data to tailor the onboarding properly.
Makes sense. Okay, moving on. Tactic 5. Contextually announce new features with in-app messaging. So talking to users who are already using the product.
Right. As users get comfortable, you can introduce them to more advanced things or new stuff you've just released.
But doing it inside the product.
Yeah, using things like modals or those little pop-up windows or slide-outs banners. You catch them while they're engaged.
So it's relevant to what they might be doing or potentially interested in.
That's the key contextually. It helps them discover the full power of the product without feeling spammed. They showed an example modal for a new feature.
Yeah, much better than just another email blast. Okay, tactic 6 feels related. Collect customer feedback to improve experiences.
Absolutely critical for PLG. You have to be obsessed with the user experience.
And the article stressed doing this in-app as well.
Yes, using in-app surveys. Trigger them contextually, maybe right after someone uses a specific feature.
So the experience is fresh in their mind.
Exactly. You get much more specific, useful feedback that way.
And it's not just about new features, is it? It was also about general sentiment.
Right. Regularly using things like NPS Net Promoter Score or CSAT surveys, product market fit surveys, just constantly taking the pulse.
Identifying those broader pain points or areas people love. They showed a Userpilot survey example for that too.
Yeah, it's about creating that constant feedback loop. Listen, learn, improve, repeat.
Which leads nicely into number 7. Track product usage analytics for data-driven decisions. Going beyond feedback to actual behavior.
Precisely. Sometimes what people say and what they do are different. Analytics give you the objective truth.
How so? What kind of insight can you get?
Well, maybe a feature gets great feedback in surveys, but analytics show hardly anyone uses it. That might mean it's hard to find, you know?
A discoverability issue, not a quality issue.
Could be. Or you might see lots of users dropping off at one specific step in a process.
A clear sign of friction there.
Exactly. Funnel analysis, like they showed with the Userpilot example, is perfect for spotting those bottlenecks. Data tells stories surveys can't.
Got it. Use data to see the real user journey. Okay, tactic 8 moves towards revenue. Trigger upsell messages to increase expansion revenue.
Yep, growing the value from existing customers, using those in-app messages again, but this time to encourage upgrades or buying more.
Like suggesting a higher plan.
Yeah, or buying an add-on feature. But again, context is king here.
Don't just blast everyone with upgrade offers.
Right. Trigger it when it makes sense. Maybe they try to use a premium feature they don't have access to.
Boom, show them the upgrade offer right then.
Exactly. Or maybe they're getting close to a usage limit on their current plan. That's another perfect time. The article had that upsell modal example.
Right time, right message, right user. Okay, tactic 9 surprised me a little. Provide proactive customer support to free and paid customers. The emphasis on free users.
It's a really smart point, actually. Free users aren't just free users in a PLG model, they're potential paying customers.
And you need them to succeed with the free version to even consider paying.
Exactly. They need to reach that activation point, see the value. If they get stuck and frustrated early on because they can't get help, they're gone.
And they might even tell others it was a bad experience.
Could happen. So maybe you don't give free users one-on-one live chat, but you absolutely need good self-serve resources.
Like documentation, tutorials, webinars.
All of that. Knowledge bases, blog posts. Make it easy for everyone to find answers. That resource center example they included looked useful.
Empowering users to help themselves.
Oh.
Okay, Tactic 10 is a classic. Share a referral business strategy.
Yeah, get your happy users to bring in their friends and colleagues.
The Dropbox example is famous for this, isn't it? Giving free storage for referrals.
Super successful, incentives work, whether it's extra features, cash, discounts, whatever makes sense for your product.
Tap into that existing user base for growth. Makes perfect sense. Right, the final one, Tactic 11. Foster a product-led culture within your company. This feels foundational.
It really is. It's about the mindset and the internal workings that make all the other tactics possible.
So what does that look like? The article mentioned being customer-centric.
Deeply customer-centric, every decision from engineering to marketing needs to prioritize user success. That has to be the starting point.
And being flexible, adaptable.
Yeah, things change fast, customer needs evolve, competitors pop up. The company needs to be able to adapt quickly, stay nimble.
And creative, right. Finding new ways to solve user problems within the product.
Definitely. Innovation and problem solving are key. Plus, and this is huge, collaboration.
Breaking down silos between teams.
Absolutely. Product, engineering, marketing, sales, support, they all need to work together, share knowledge, be aligned on this product-led approach. It can't just be the product team's job.
It has to be a company-wide thing.
Totally. And the article wrapped up by mentioning Userpilot again, just as a tool that bundles a lot of the features needed for these tactics. The in-app messages, the surveys, the analytics.
Right, practical tools to actually implement this stuff.
Exactly.
Okay, so bringing it all together. PLG is really about making the product the star player in growth, acquisition, engagement, expansion. And these 11 tactics are like the specific plays you run.
That's a great way to put it. If you run these plays thoughtfully, you can unlock some serious benefits, lower costs, faster scaling, happier customers who stick around.
It really shifts the focus. So think about all these tactics. What's maybe the one single biggest shift, either in mindset or maybe process, that a company needs to make if they really want to embrace product-led growth? It makes you reflect on the tools we use every day, doesn't it? Which ones nail this and which ones don't?